The Sabbath Lamp and the Lost Ring. Today, I want to share with you a beautiful story from the Horn of Africa, from the community known as the Beta Israel, Ethiopian Jews, whose history stretches back many centuries. This story takes place in a small village high in the mountains, where the rhythm of life is closely tied to the Sabbath, the day of rest. It's a story about trust, patience, and the quiet wisdom found in taking time to pause. Our main characters are a mother named Saba and her young son, Eliyahu. Saba is known in the village for her warm heart and skill in preparing the traditional Sabbath meal, which brings the family together every week. Eliyahu, curious and lively, is always watching his mother and learning from her. The story happens many years ago, but the lessons still shine bright today. It was late Friday afternoon, just as the village was preparing for the Sabbath. Saba was busy kneading dough to bake the special bread called dabo, which would be shared with family and friends after sundown. Eliyahu sat nearby, watching the dough rise, fascinated by the simple magic of flour, water, and yeast turning into something soft and warm. As Saba shaped the dough, she wore a precious ring, a family heirloom passed down through generations. It was a symbol of her connection to her ancestors and her faith. But suddenly, as she folded the dough, the ring slipped off her finger and sank deep into the soft, sticky dough. "Oh no," Saba whispered, her heart skipping a beat. "The ring is lost inside the bread." Eliyahu's eyes grew wide. "What will we do, Mama? Can we find it before the Sabbath?" But Saba shook her head gently. "No, my son. Once the Sabbath begins, we must stop all work. We cannot search or dig through the bread. It is a day of rest and trust." You see, in the Beta Israel tradition, the Sabbath is a sacred time to stop working and to trust that things will be as they should be. It's a moment to rest, to reflect, and to believe that patience brings its own kind of wisdom. So they set the bread aside and began their Sabbath prayers together, lighting the Sabbath lamp, a beautiful oil lamp that filled the room with warm, steady light. They sang songs, shared stories, and rested in the peaceful rhythm of the day. The next morning, after the Sabbath had ended, Eliyahu and Saba carefully sliced the bread to share it with their family. And there, right in the middle of a soft golden loaf, was the ring, untouched, unharmed, exactly where it had fallen. Saba smiled, holding the ring in her hand. "See, Eliyahu? Trust and patience brought it back to us. Sometimes, when we rest and have faith, things find their way." This story reminds us of something important for all of us. Whether we are young or old, trusting the process and allowing ourselves time to rest can bring unexpected gifts. When life feels rushed or when we lose something precious, stopping to breathe and pause can help us find our way. And here's a little idea you can try at home. Why not plan a weekly rest ritual? It doesn't have to be on the Sabbath if that's not your tradition. Pick a day and time, maybe Sunday afternoon or Saturday evening, when you put aside your work, your screens, and your busy thoughts. Light a candle or a lamp, share a quiet meal or a story, and simply be together. This simple act can bring peace, strengthen your trust in life, and remind you that not everything needs to be solved right away. So from the mountains of Ethiopia and the Beta Israel community, this story of the Sabbath lamp and the lost ring shines a light on the power of rest, trust, and patience. May it inspire you to find your own moments of calm and connection. Thanks for listening, and until next time, take care and remember to rest well.